Have you ever had a mystical experience? Happy full moon in Pisces. And yes, we're experiencing a full lunar eclipse during this full moon. The sun is still in Virgo and the moon is in Pisces, opposing one another. We have this illumination of the moon, and this time, because the earth passes in between the light of the sun and the moon, we will see that lunar eclipse. It's also the blood moon, so it'll be this rosy, beautiful color. I hope you get to see it. Now, in Pisces, the moon is illuminating this quality of mystical union. There's such a mystery these days about what that really means. What is it to be a mystic? And we even notice in modern kind of culture that there are people that will distinguish, like, yes, I'm spiritual, which always makes me giggle a little bit because, of course, darling, you're human. We're organized that way. We are spiritual. We have a physical body, we have a soul, but we definitely have a spirit that is alive and connected to the spirit realm. And so this need to distinguish, like, oh, I'm spiritual, is new. It's not something that's happened before. And even more so now than before, there is a lot of confusion about what it is to have a mystical experience and what it is even to have connection to the invisible, whether it is the elemental realm, whether it is the realm of the angels or the realm of the dead, or even the realm of the cosmos, the planets. And so let me tell you a little bit more about what these kind of experiences can be like. And in my own life, I've had small little experiences. I haven't had any like Damascus experience or huge ones, but it's noticing these little ones that actually can help us keep our faith and strengthen our perseverance at pursuing a rich inner life and a connection to the divine. So one of the mysteries is that, for instance, the realm of the dead, how they communicate with you isn't so much like the movie portrays. Like you see a ghost that has exactly the face. I mean, maybe it is sometimes, but generally you won't have such an apparition and it won't be the voice of that person that you hear, but actually in your inner experience, you hear your own voice. The dead use your voice to communicate with you, to guide you, to help you. And very similar with the angels as well. So that's part of where this discernment and skill of Virgo is necessary to understand, am I receiving a message, or am I just following my neurosis, or am I hearing something, some guidance, or am I just trying to justify my own base desires? It is kind of weird for the modern human being to think about mysticism in an everyday way, why isn't it that we don't like hear a booming voice of God from the bush anymore? Why is it that we've been left in a way so we think we're alone? Even if we are never alone, we're always have our own guardian angel. We're always in a world full of the dead and elemental beings, all who have their particular task in this cosmos. But we feel so frighteningly alone. We feel like we've been forced into this hermit path instead of choosing it, really. But this aloneness and this new way of having to relate to the spirit realm really is about developing our own inner resources and inner capacity to, out of freedom, find and experience the spiritual world instead of it just being obvious and forced upon us. So let's put it this way. If you were born and you never experienced having a family, being related to other people, you would kind of go, well, you know, what's this mean? What does family mean? And you would think like, no, I'm all alone. But if for some reason you found the urge to go seek out your family, and you found, you know, a sister, or brother, or mother, and you found someone you were related to, and you saw them and you recognized part of yourself in them, then you would be like, oh, wow, I really do have connection to human beings. I am not alone. Maybe a better example is if we're born into wealth and we have lots of like money, and we take it for granted. It's a very different flavor than if you end up like working really hard to get that money. And then there's, you know, a different value theoretically in the gaining of it, because it's connected to your own efforts and your own sweat, blood, and tears. In the same way, we're in a time where we are separated from our experience of the divine in an explicit way, so that we'll apply our own willpower, our own life force to investigate, and we'll be, you know, tested for our faith, and we'll feel alone and kind of abandoned at times in our life, and can we persevere there? And so then this experience of how we meet the divine in that, from that place, is something of, oh, this is something I've been able to find, not because it was given to me, but because I searched for it. There's another connection that happens to it that comes out of freedom, instead of out of like, oh, that's how it is for everything and everyone. So as much as it's painful for each one of us in this lifetime to have these dark nights of the soul that we have to go through, it's so painful to feel cut off from the spirit realm. It's not a form of punishment. It's so that we can evolve and grow, and hopefully in, you know, incarnation after incarnation, get closer back to the divine being in each one of us that has an incredible capacity to love, an incredible capacity to take care of other beings, whether it is the being of the earth or animals or other human beings or even the divine. So this evolution is really, really aiming to a richness and a wealth in our whole world, even if we feel right now that we are being, you know, excluded from mystical experiences. So take those little ones that you have, take those moments of intuition, take those moments of inspiration even, as gifts and jewels on your path of becoming. So happy full moon and so much love.